In today's video, I'm going to explain why your slow motion might look weird and choppy and what you can do to capture beautiful, smooth slow motion. So let's get right into it. Hey, what's up? It's Chris from Brooker Films, and in today's video, I'm talking about slow motion and more precisely, why your slow motion might look weird and choppy. Now, as a filmmaker, this is a question that I seem to get asked all of the time, and there is a really simple answer for this question. So what's the answer? Well, your shutter speed is not high enough. As a general rule of thumb, your shutter speed should be double the number of your frame rate. So if you're shooting at 25 frames per second, your shutter should be 1/50. Now, of course, 25 frames per second is real time. So if we were shooting in slow motion, we would need a higher frame rate, therefore 50 or 60 frames per second. And if we were shooting at 60 frames per second, in order to get beautiful slow motion, you would have to change your shutter speed to 1/120. This is because 1/120 is double 60 frames per second. So the reason why your slow motion might look weird and choppy is because your shutter speed is under the number where it needs to be. So for example, you're at 60 frames per second, your slow motion is going to look really choppy if your shutter speed is 1/60. Here's an example. So in that example, the frame rate was 60 frames per second and the shutter speed was 1/60. Notice how choppy and ugly that looked. Now, if we keep the frame rate to 60 frames per second, but we increase our shutter speed to 1/120, look at how much better this looks. There you go. Beautiful, smooth, slow motion. It's a really simple trick to remember, but it is a trap that all beginner filmmakers seem to fall into. So when you plan on shooting slow motion, just remember shutter speed is 2 times, it's double your frame rate. So 60 frames per second, 120 shutter speed, 100 frames per second, 1/200 shutter speed. And there you go. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please do let me know in that comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe and check out that previous video if you want to see more. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.